Pandora friends, my name is Leanne and I'm mad for Pandora. Welcome back to another video. Today I would like to give you an updated look at my Vintage Forest bracelet. I showed this bracelet a long time ago, but I haven't shown you the changes that I did make. I decided to make this one about birds, and I really do love the changes, and I've been wearing it like this for quite a long time. Now most of the charms on this are the way they were, and I just love them. The reason I call it a vintage forest bracelet is because they're all beautiful old earthy tones and very old beautiful charms. These are my only two of the wood charms. They look a lot like Muranos, but obviously Muranos refer to Murano glass. But they have that same sort of look about them, even though they're made of wood. I wouldn't mind if Pandora brought back more of these. I especially like the ones with it sort of had like a flower pattern, but I never did get them. I sort of made the decision with these because at the time I wasn't buying any sort of Murano glass type shapes, and as you can see these ones don't stick out a lot, and I do believe that the ones with the scallops stand out a bit more. So the bracelet that I have this on is just the signature clasp, which is the two-tone with cubic zirconias on it, and it is one of my favorites. I have a few of these. And then the safety chain that I have is the oxidized sterling silver teardrop safety chain. Now this one is really nice. It goes with a lot of different designs, but the reason that I put it on this bracelet, as you can see the shape of this charm, it just really picks up on this design. Now I've decided to put the dangles right at the back of the bracelet. It seems to fall better, and I sort of am enjoying it being like that. I did have them further forward, but it didn't, this beautiful little dove didn't seem to sit very well. So this one here is Beautiful Old Dove, and it's just called Dove of Peace, and it's got champagne cubic zirconia. So the bell's a bit different. It's more like the modern shape where it's sort of an oval shape and not very wide. And then we have the cute little dove, very, very cute. Seems to have a fair bit of detail on it. And since this bracelet's virtually the same, I might just skip over to the other dangle. So this one's just called the Spiritual Feather Dangle. Now you could buy this one by itself, or you could buy it on a little leather necklace. So this one just adds a lot of sort of texture and oxidized sort of detail. But I also think being a feather, it sort of goes with the theme of the birds. Now these beautiful charms here, I know they have a couple of different names, but in Australia it's just called Vintage Lace, and it's 14 karat gold green spinel. Now they're just a synthetic spinel. These were very expensive. I know that you can pick them up. I know for a while they sort of had them on different sites and stuff like that, like Rulala and stuff, but I didn't get mine there. I sort of bought mine after that, but yeah, I really, really love this. Now, I do have the ring and the rest of the set in this as well, which I wear with this bracelet. But yeah, very, very beautiful. And then the two next charms that I have are super, super old. Now they were really cheap. I think they were like $30 even at the time when you could buy them in store. And I still got mine for a really good price. I just love how the feather just wraps around. There's not too many charms anything like this in Pandora, but they've definitely got some weight to them. You have to kind of be careful what you put beside them because it likes sort of having like an oval or like a circle, but if you put like say a spacer there, it can get lost. But yeah, I love these ones. So these ones are just called rolled feather, but they also look like a leaf. And then these two are also the same, and these are called Edelweiss, and they're sterling silver with yellow cubic zirconia. Now I was concerned before I bought these that they would be spiky and sort of dig into me, but they don't do that. They seem to be quite fine. But they are just incredible. So much detail, just really, really beautiful detailed charm. And then of course I have my beautiful little clips. Now I've had these for a very long time. And these are called two-tone Daisyfield clip. They're some of my favorite clips. They can be quite pricey if you're buying them pre-loved. And then I think these were my first Muranos I ever bought, and I bought them pre-loved. So like I said, I was very, very late to the party when it came to Muranos. But I love these. These would be my favorite Muranos. And I do wish Pandora would come and make some more of these. Not necessarily these exactly, but just the detail and just the feel that these have, and you know, like the colors and the textures and all that. And yeah, they are just incredible. I picked these up pre-loved as a pair, and they're perfect as a pair for a really good price a long time ago. So these are called Wildflower Muranos. Now I also have this beautiful tree, and it's called Tumbling Leaves in cubic zirconia. Now it is just a really unusual charm, and when I put it on my bracelet I thought, yep, that's perfect to add to something with birds and just to really balance this charm out, because as you can see, if you look at these two together, they're sort of about the same height, about the same width, but they're not the same charm obviously. But the birds have got to go somewhere, right? So it's just got little cubic zirconias in the bottom there, and then it's got little pops of gold, so a couple little gold leaves, and they got cubic zirconias. So it's just a lovely, lovely charm. It's quite light, and of course these Openworks ones, even the older ones, were quite light. But I think it goes really well there. And then I have the beautiful old birdhouse. Now I do wish I'd got more of this set. I really, really love it, and it would have been perfect to have gone with this bracelet. So this one's just called Spring Birdhouse, and you've got the little bird, and on the back just says Sweet Home, and I do believe that's a little heart, very hard for me to see. And then you just have your codes on the bottom. Lots of texture on this charm. Now I do wear this charm upside down because it is a definite flipper. And this beautiful dangle in the middle, absolutely gorgeous. Now this one's called Forest Trinity and it's sterling silver and peridot. So it's beautiful peridot stone and has a little dove and the leaf. So I will pop it on and show you. Now I've decided to put this dangle upside down because it's just, since it's such a tiny dangle, and when I look at my bracelet it was sort of hard to sort of see all the details when it was up the other way. So like I said, I wear this one upside down, and then I've got the little tree. And so I just have that little feather dangling here. And that's what I was saying about how it was sort of not hanging right. This little dove, I don't know, it was a bit weird when I had it on this side, but it seems to like just sort of like dangling around, hanging off my wrist like that. But surprisingly, having the chunkier charms at the back here doesn't seem to be a problem. When I first did this bracelet, I had a spacer in there, but I sort of didn't have enough room when I wanted to add the dangles. And then I have my little essence bracelet. I'm not going to go into details on that, but you can see how I've got the brown and the gold and the green, and little pops of gold and white. So I do like wearing that like that, and a couple of other accessories. And then my rings, I've just tried to match things. So I've got the brown and the green. And the earrings I wear are the matching ones for this ring. Anyway, I didn't want to make this video too long, and I've probably already done that. But anyway, just a little update on that bracelet, and I hope you guys are doing well and stay safe.